Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, this time for Phelan Jack. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. I also have a second YouTube channel in case anything happens. I also have an Odysee channel, which some older videos are archived. So, feel free if you want to do that. You know that this film, after made some bad joke about it's a grave mistake if you watch this film, or no, this film just flat out sucks. With the capital sucks. This is, I don't know if it's trying to be like The Room of zombie films, because that's what it seems like it. It's easily one of the most poorly done zombie films you'd see, and that's saying a lot. Because zombie films, I mean, there's a lot of good ones. The classic Dawn of the Dead, and Day of the Dead, and Return of the Living Dead, and even, the Dawn of the Dead remake. There's a lot of bad ones out there. But even this, it just either gets some really crappy digital blood work, acting that would fit in The Room, but and The Room I'm not even a fan of in a bad sense. Like, yeah, it's Tommy Wiseau's performance is funny, but that's a film that got played up so much by people. Look how funny it is in a bad way. That I almost got tired of it. I like the Disaster Artist movie, but I don't know. I get more laughs out of Samurai Cop, but it shot on video, or at least it looks like shot on video, or someone's camcorder. That's worse quality than this. The acting, you got your one guy with the long hair, you got one guy who at times sounds like he's trying to be Sling Blade. Hey there, how you going there, You got one with a hell of a lisp. You got kid actors that made Jade Lloyd look like Laurence Olivier. Just terrible as hell acting. A story that's flat out boring. Cheap upon cheap production values. And I mean, it starts out with a guy wannabe Sling Blade going off and go, oh, let me put some toxic waste here in this one grave for some reason. Why he picks that one grave? Just because. And you hate the guy because he has a license plate that I can't repeat on camera, but starts with an N and ends with a hater on his license plate. And when he dumps the radioactive waste, whatever the hell it is, his conditioner, his shampoo, his body sweat, whatever he pours into the thing, CG smoke rises out, and then zombies brought back to life. And also it took me a while to find this film to watch, because there's another film called Grave Mistakes, with an S, that this is an anthology film. So every time I try to find this movie, I thought I found it, it was Grave Mistakes, not Grave Mistake. So, it'd be easier to find the Ark of the fucking Covenant than to find this damn movie. It was part of some zombie pack that's like one of those 10 movies. You buy one pack and there's like 10 movies. And they together cost as much as half of Dawn of the Dead's budget. So, shot on Shitio. It's scored, edited, written, produced, directed by this guy named Sean Darling. There's a reason why I looked up his filmography. He's only done short films since. Sorry, man. I'm glad you got your movie made. But I don't know if he was purposely trying to make a bad film. Maybe he was, and I guess you could say he succeeded. But I don't know. That doesn't impress me as much when people are purposely trying to make a bad film. And if he wasn't trying to make a bad film, then maybe people get some laughs and chuckles out of this, like watching The Room or watching Birdemic or something of that nature. But there's rare occasions I can have fun with that. Samurai Cop is one of them, but that's not really what I search out for in terms of movies and entertainment. I'm not Mystery Science Theater 3000. I mean, there's one death of a zombie where someone just opens up an umbrella and somehow the zombie's head explodes. You get some really terrible practical effects where literally it's like a ladle piece of a skin. It's like someone's to rip off a piece of a face, but it's like a ladle piece. It just boop, fit like these big chunks. It just boop. Ladle piece, put it back in. Although speaking of ladles, there's still more stuff happening here than skinema range. So there's that. So the guy who is dumping toxic waste into a grave for some reason, he goes home. You find out he's this abusive stepdad, whoever. I think stepdad. I can't remember. Just the boy who's kind of our lead in the film. He buys cigarettes off someone who's a lot younger than him. I mean, the lead kid's like, I don't know, 12, 14 or something. He buys cigarettes off a kid who looks like he's 10. Nothing ever comes of that from what I remember. The cigarettes, like maybe he has a lighter and he uses the lighter for something important. No, nothing really comes of that. And then the stepdad comes in and is ready to whip. We'll whip you, boy. You come here, you little sperm burp. What the hell is a sperm burp anyway? I don't even know what the hell that means. There's a reason why I've never heard that phrase before, because I don't know what the hell it means. Surprised they didn't say cum dumpster. And then it cuts to black, and then a chunk of the movie takes place in this mechanic shop, where you have your one guy with the long hair, and he's trying to fix his car, and he's doing a bad job. He's talking about, I'm doing a steam bath, or where the hell the car... Well, he's just lying because he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And his buddy there has this big lisp, ready for him to say suffering succotash. And I guess the lisp guy made a zombie apocalypse book. But I guess the irony is that he's one of the first to die. Zombies kill some random people that whatever. That's the thing. If you've seen zombie films, there's already a smorgasbord. There's already an overflow of zombie movies. Because let's be honest, zombie films of creatures is the easier one to make. Because other creatures, you need a lot more... I mean, there's makeup to be used in terms of gore, but it's still a person. You hire a person, you put some stuff on them, you walk around. It's not a man in a suit, like a predator or a xenomorph or the things of that nature. And if you have someone like vampires and stuff, then people would be expecting some kind of magical ability. Not the case with zombies. They walk slow, get some gore. In this case, this cheap looking gore and digital effects. The guy with the long hair, he has a flashback to, I guess, he was a soldier. His team was killed, I guess, by him. And it goes on forever, and there's this green tent behind it. Like, this really cheap-looking green tent. And it's like, he has the 6-shooter. He goes one barrel, more flashback. A second, more. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth. I'm like, this is not interesting. The characters, the dialogue, the acting are bottom of the barrel. They're below the barrel. And it never really comes into play where it never really comes into play. This flashback is, I guess, their attempt at character development, but it's never followed through. It's never talked about again. It never goes to any dramatic proportions later on where he finds himself in a similar situation or the same situation, or he feels guilty and this is now going to be his act of redemption. No. Instead, it'll cut to a couple people out of a Renaissance fair with armor fighting with swords. Because then it'll lead to one guy proposing to his girlfriend, and his girlfriend gets killed, and he takes his sword, I will avenge thee! And he pops up later, all in armor. And this weird thing, like he dropped the sword, or he threw the sword down, and it bounced up and flew in the air for some reason and landed in a zombie. And spoilers, he gets dragged away, and then he disappears till like the end, very, very end of the film. Pretty much they're in the mechanic shop, most of these characters, and again, the guy who wrote the zombie apocalypse, zombie survival guy, like there's people who have written that. He's the first to die, and that's the supposed irony of it all. And their journey is to get to, I guess, the National Guard Armory. And they go on that journey there. There's a bit where they're in a car, and the one kid, there's another kid, not the lead kid, but there's this other kid named Woody. As some would say, where's Buzz Lightyear when you need him? And the guy with the long hair is driving, but 80% of the time of driving, he's looking back here. So he's supposed to be driving, but 80% of the time he looks more this way than this way. And he's driving. And the one kid turns to a zombie and he takes a gun. And I'm like, look at the road, look at the road, look at the road. Blows the kid's head up in a very cheap looking effect. And the mom like barely hits him. You killed my kid. Da, 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 da. And then the one guy, Sling Blade, like slams the mom's head into the dashboard. Doesn't kill her, but shuts her up. And I'm still telling the guy, look at the road. Look at the road. And yeah, I mean, with this kind of film, if you go into plot holes, some people get hit or bit. Like one person gets a small scratch, they get turned in 5 seconds. But if you get your fingers bit off, it takes you a lot longer to turn. So there is no consistency on that. Probably the Sling Blade guy probably gets the goriest death. Let's say something out of like Sub-Zero, finish him, head ripped off. Whichever, if I want to see that, just go see Dead Alive with Peter Jackson. Like, why would you ever want to watch a film like this when you can find Dead Alive, also known as Brain Dead, with Peter Jackson directing, or even Dead and Deader with Dean Cain? I mean, when that film looks like Dawn of the Dead compared to this, that's saying a lot. Because Dead and Deader is a Dean Cain Sci-Fi Channel movie. And that still has a lot more worth, better acting, more of a flow than a film like this. I mean, spoiler alert. I don't know why I should care about spoiling this, but whatever. The lead guy, well, the guy with the long hair, I think Mike was his name, Mike? And no, not my friend Mike OCP or my other friend Michael Keane, just Mike. He's been infected. he is going to kiss the woman that he was looking at her car earlier, rips her lower jaw off, and it's like, might as well pull the little dink out of a Lego. She dies, the kid shoots the guy, and then the little kid's all that's left. He's walking around, and for some reason there's no zombies around. Where did all the zombies go to? Bingo? For some reason there's no zombies around now. I don't know, maybe they thought the movie was so shitty, they left too. They left the movie to find a better zombie movie. I don't know. So he gets home. At one point, there's a zombie dog, but it's like a really bad puppet. I'm ready for Jeff Dunham to appear with his hand beside it. And then his other hand is Walter. I'm like, where's Jeff Dunham? And then the guy in the armor and the sword, the LARPer, the knight in shining armor, comes in, kills the dog. Him and the kid are all that's left. They go outside, and then there's this like bad CGI pan backwards to see all these zombies that I would say look like a cutscene from PlayStation 1, but that's an insult to the PlayStation. It's an insult to the PlayStation. And leave up for a sequel, that ain't happening. I mean, like I said, maybe people will enjoy this in a similar state to The Room or Troll 2, perhaps. But even then, like, they have, I think, more meme-worthy moments. Like The Room, you have the, "You tear me apart, Lisa." Troll 2, "You can't piss in hospitality, I won't allow it." I can't think of many lines of dialogue that is up to that meme-worthy stasis. And yeah, there are the umbrella blowing up someone's head and all that stuff. There's stuff to laugh at. But, like I say, just more... There's only so many ways to describe it in a bad way. You know, it's a terrible zombie film. It's, again, horrendous acting, horrendous effects. I don't know what else to say. I'd just be rambling and repeating the same shit I just said. So, grave mistake. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care. And we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.